Good afternoon. I'd like to call the full board Thursday, January 17th meeting to order. First item on the agenda is Pledge of Allegiance. Please rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Item number 3, invocation. Commissioner Brown has volunteered.
Heavenly Father, we ask you to give us the wisdom to do the right thing and the patience to figure it out. Amen.
It's my favorite one so far. Item number 4, adoption of the agenda. Need a motion to adopt the agenda. Commissioner Haw, supported by Commissioner Kraft. Please vote. Motion passes. Item 5, need a motion to approve the minutes from December 12th, December 19th, and January 9th. We'd like to combine them as a motion. Need a motion for that. Commissioner Leonetti, supported by Commissioner Romano.
Appreciate it.
Any discussion? Seeing none, please vote. Item passes 11-0 with the note that Commissioner Hall was not present on the 12th and the 19th.
I was just going to bring that up. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Item number 6, public participation. Any members of the public wishing to speak? Any members of the public wishing to speak? Seeing none, we'll close public participation. Correspondence from the Office of County Executive. I believe all of you got your email or text message from Patty regarding the spots that you've been assigned for parking, so that should be all set. So we'll close 7 and move to item number 8, Government Oversight Committee recommendations. I need a motion to concur with either A or A, B, C, D, and E together, whatever anyone would like to do.
I asked you to pull C off.
I'm sorry, we have a request to get C off of there. So, Commissioner, would you like to make the motion of A, B, D, and E?
Yes, I'll amend my motion to do A, B, E.
Any support for that?
Support.
Support by Commissioner Myjack. All right, any discussion on this? I don't see any. Please vote. Interesting blurry screen and nothing. Does the motion pass unanimously? Thank you. Item 8C, a motion to appoint Building Authority Commission, 5 positions for 7 vacancies at this time. Can I have a motion for that, and then we can discuss it? Commissioner Brown, support. Commissioner Kleinfeld. Any discussion on this at all? No? All right. Please vote. Okay.
I voted no on that.
Okay. Motion passes 10-1 with Commissioner Carabelli voting no. Item number 9, Health and Human Services Committee recommendations, a budget amendment for Macomb Community Action to decrease family services. I'm sorry, what?
Did we do E with the others?
We did A, B, D, and E the first time.
Oh, we did E with the others.
Correct. Did you miss that? Did we want to
No,
speak to that? Or?
No, I was wondering if that should have been an individual vote based on what it is, but that's okay. I'm not going to worry about it.
Okay, then item 9A, Health and Human Services Committee recommendation for budget amendment, Macomb Community Action. Need a motion to approve. Commissioner Brown, support. Anybody? Commissioner Kraft. Any discussion on this? I don't see any. Please vote. All right, motion passes 11-0. Item 10, Public Services Committee recommendations.
Mr. Chair, I'd just like to separate item C, please, and speak to that when that issue comes up.
Okay, I
I
can.
would like to separate item B.
Why don't we just go with A then, and then we'll move
That's
our way
fine.
down. This shouldn't take
Okay.
long. Let's go with 10A, budget amendment for roads, fund balance, capital outlay for radios. $470,053. Carabelli, motion to approve? Support? Commissioner Kraft? Sorry, Marv. Any discussion on this? All right, seeing none, please vote. Motion passes 11-0. 10B, budget amendment, roads. Fund balance to capital outlay for vehicle maintenance facility, $1.5 million. I need a motion to approve.
Would you allow for discussion prior, because I'm going to seek a motion to table, so I'd like to explain why.
Sure, maybe we could do that.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, it's very simple. Commissioner Haw and I both requested some information and I don't think the individual from Plant Moran understood that it had to, that this was, final vote was within 24 hours. There's no hurry on this because they've already got the original 10 million. So I was just hoping to table this until we both received the information that we requested, and everybody received the information that we requested. So I'd make a motion to table.
I'll support it.
Great, we have a motion and support. Is there any other discussion on this?
No, I'm going to withdraw my motion.
Motion to table so that there can be discussion.
Point of information? Yes.
Go ahead.
Would you not want a date certain to the next full board meeting?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you back there.
Yeah.
Point of information, would we not want to make that a table to the next full board meeting, so it's a certain?
Okay, but before I make it, I
Before
want
you
to
make
make
it,
sure,
that's fine.
see if there are any other questions, since we can't discuss a motion.
I don't see any other speakers on this, but I tend to agree with you that if we've asked for information regarding numbers, that we should have them before we vote on them, and that this isn't, I know they're not working on this presently, so we're not holding anybody up for anything, so. I don't see any other speakers, so if you'd like to make that motion.
Motion to table to the next full board.
Great, and support by Commissioner Haw. Please vote. Motion passes 11-0. Item 10C, contract, Michigan Department of Transportation, crossover at Mound Road, south of 15 Mile Road in Sterling Heights. Give me a motion to approve.
Yeah, I'd like to approve, but with the following amendment, and I'll read that if that's okay. So motion to approve the contract with MDOT for a crossover at Mound Road, south of 15 Mile Road in Sterling Heights in the amount of $297,200 for roads, and then this is where the amendment comes up, subject to construction coordination with the Innovate Mound project. Funding is available in the fiscal year 2019 construction budget, and if I have support, I'd like to speak to this as well. So
Support by Kraft. Go ahead.
not to beat a dead horse or anything, but again, Innovate Mound is the big project, the 200 million plus project from Mound Road, major construction from 11 Mile Road to 20 Mile Road. That is going to be starting to take place, as I understand it, as early as 2020. What this is here, this is just simply a crossover just south of 15 Mile Road, and if we construct this this year, that Innovate Mound project is going to destroy this crossover, and they're going to build a new one anyway, so it's really a waste of money. I did talk to a representative from Farrington's office who talked about that this specific project here has to be done, or this money has to be done for this exact project, but what we can do is get away with it by sort of umbrelling this into the Innovate Mound project. So basically, this wouldn't take part in construction until 2019 or when that large project takes place. I talked with the city manager of Sterling Heights, Mark Vanderpool. He's in agreement with this. This gives us time to talk to MDOT about this to get this as a part of the Innovate Mound project. So if there's any questions at all, please let me know, but I've done some homework on this all day today.
Right.
So.
I will speak to this, just to that issue. They are going to check out. I spoke with Marilyn Lane about this. She was going to check with MDOT, and they were going to request and see if there's a time frame on this appropriation, and if we have to do it in a certain time, or if it's able to be pushed down the line to actually incorporate with the MDOT program. So I'm not sure, I guess we can always kind of revisit it once we find an answer to that, but it's not a certain that we will be able to wait that long, depending on how this appropriation was put out. They're going to check into that. I think.
But if we vote no on this today, we lose out on all this. So that's for certain, and then it goes back to, I believe, Phil, if I'm correct, goes back to the MDOT funds, roughly, you know. Personally, me, I mean, if that was the only way this could be used, I would rather not use it, have it go back to MDOT, because it's a waste of money, $300,000 for 1 or 2 years, complete waste of money.
And I will say this, I did talk to Brian more about this today.
Brian,
He is, the head of Road, Santos.
sorry.
And he said there's a possibility that if this was put in there first and the Mound Road project came in after, there's a possibility it would be torn out. He did not say that it was 100% that it would be torn out. So anyway, I don't have a problem with this, trying to tie this in.
Right.
I just don't, I mean, this is the first time I've heard of the wording of it, so I say if nothing else, we would be passing it and moving it down the line to try to
Right.
incorporate that in, and that's the intent of this
Exactly.
motion.
That's the intent of all parties involved, as I understand it. So, thank you,
Harold,
Chairman.
you on the law?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The amendment that you're proposing did not specify, at least I didn't hear it, coordination between whom?
Well, I mean, what I said,
I
the
think we really
coordination
need-
with the Innovate Mound project.
Between-
Innovate Mound project is the massive proposed $200 million project. So we're hoping, according to the language here, is that this motion would incorporate these funds for that project to be involved in the Innovate Mound project, not to be done prior to that as a separate project.
So we're
to be
talking
torn out.
about coordinate, if I hear you correctly, coordination between MDOT and Macomb County Road Commission. Is it?
I mean, in essence, I
Or
think that's what it
whomever
is.
else.
Yeah.
It-
But I would think, though, Innovate Mound project would be the wording we would need, because Innovate Mound is a coordination between MDOT, City, Sterling Heights, Warren, Road Department as well, Macomb County, all those parties involved.
Well, experience has taught me if you're not very specific with MDOT, they will definitely take liberties with the intent that you're trying to accomplish here. That's my point. Thank you.
I have Phil on the list, Phil Kraft, and I'll give to you next, Mark. Sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just wanted to say very briefly that I spoke with Rep. Farrington's office. I probably did as much homework on this as Commissioner Myjack, and this isn't even in my district. But Brian Santo from Rhodes said that this money would need to be used this year. So there is no pushing it down to the line 3-4 years. That money's not going to be there. We have to use it in 2019. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
If I may, Mr. Chair, I mean, I did talk to Mark Vanderpool, our city manager, Sterling Heights, who has a lot of experience dealing with MDOT. He feels that we would be able to push this to the Innovate Mound project, just to extend this and talk with them, and then there would be some type of compromise to allow that to happen. That's his words, not mine. He has much more experience in this than I do, so that's all I would have to say on that.
Can I ask a question of those of you who, that are aware of, you know, some of the state things, and Phil and Rob, are we able to, instead of trying to craft a motion, you know, to get everybody involved in this, are we able to table this and come up with a solution by the next meeting? And was the road department looking at starting this, you know, next week? And if they're not, we table this to the next meeting and we get all of our answers, and then we decide. I think we're going to be deciding whether we approve it or disapprove it at that point, based on what I'm hearing.
If I could jump in real quick, I actually asked Brian that same question, the Director of Roads, to see if we could table it till maybe our next full board meeting and get a little more information. He said that's not a problem.
Okay. I would like to see that. Commissioner Kleinfeld, you're on the list. Are you on the, did you tear yourself off the list? You were on it and then you disappeared, so I just want to make sure. Marv was on the list above you and then
Oh,
somehow disappeared.
go ahead and call on Marv, that's
I
fine.
just want to say that we were all sitting here yesterday, and we had Brian here, and we asked him all these questions, and he answered them pretty darn good yesterday. So I'm satisfied with the way it was answered yesterday.
But he did have some questions.
Yeah, he had some
Brian
questions.
didn't have all the answers either, but he's,
They're worried about some kind of cement being knocked out if we put new one in. They'll work that out. Thank you.
Commissioner Kleinfeld.
Thank you. I also, my understanding was that it was possible, it wasn't earmarked from Macomb County, that it might be able to be repurposed if they can't put in
No.
a request because of the
Farrington-
change in legislature?
No. I talked to Farrington's office, I'm sure Phil did also. This is earmarked for this
Oh, I
project,
thought somebody here
period.
said that yesterday because it was originally not even designated for that. Okay, somebody said that yesterday, not at the table. Okay, I lost my other thing I was going to say.
I'll get you on round two if you remember. Commissioner Carabelli, are you done?
Yeah.
Okay, Commissioner Carabelli.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I appreciate the due diligence, but I'd like to add a caveat to that. On this or anything in the future, we do have Corporation Counsel. If you want to draft any language, I would ask you to do that because I don't believe you have any teeth to anything of what you're asking us to do. Number one, because this is a contract between the county and MDOT, and we're not allowed to change that language in that contract, and you're trying to handcuff the director of doing X, Y, or Z outside of the contract that you're asking to approve. I understand your intent, and it's a genuine intent, but I would ask to go through Corporation Counsel and the road department to get it right, because I hope that you withdraw your motion.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'll withdraw, and we would need a motion then.
I'm just saying in the future, I have no problem.
Postpone this till next month, I believe, is what we'll need, right, Chair?
Or we could table it like we did the last issue, but Commissioner Romano, and then we'll get to there.
Yes to Commissioner Carabelli, yes to Chair Smith. Get a legal opinion, table it till we get that, and move forward.
Commissioner, would you be willing to rescind your motion and
Absolutely, yes, yes.
great, and second support for that? Okay. Okay, so then we're going to need maybe a motion to table this until the next full board. Commissioner Romano, supported by Commissioner Majek. Okay. And that being said, Commissioner Kraft said that he talked to Brian and they wouldn't have a problem waiting until the next full board meeting. Okay.
So if I may, Mr. Chair, so we're going to get Brian Santos, Road Department, who else, what other parties are we getting involved here with this? Legal Counsel.
MDOT and probably the Office of...
MDOT, someone from MDOT, or I believe Marilyn Lane has been involved in this
yeah.
too.
We can call her and tell her
We
what
can,
we did.
you know, we have to get all these parties together, so, thank you, yes.
All right, great. All right, I don't have any other speakers on that. Please vote. We actually can't. All right, item 10C has been tabled to the next full board meeting. 10D, cost share agreement, Macomb Township to extend Garfield from 22 Mile Road to 25 Mile Road. I need a motion to approve. Commissioner Carabelli, supported by Commissioner Haw. Any discussion on this matter? Seeing none, please vote. Motion passes. Item 11, Records and Public Safety Committee recommendations. 11A, contract for Conduit Enterprises Solutions. Need a motion to approve? Commissioner Leonetti, I need support. Commissioner Lucido, any discussion on this matter? Any discussion on this matter? Seeing none, please vote. Oh,
That's okay.
no, did you pop in? I didn't see you on. Oh, you just
No, I
came up.
withdraw.
Okay. Please vote. Item passes 11-0. Proclamations commending Chief Fred Rabel upon his retirement from the New Baltimore Police Department. Commissioner Kraft, need a motion to adopt. Commissioner Kraft, supported by Commissioner Sauger. Would you like to speak to that, Commissioner Kraft, at all?
I just want to thank the police chief for his years of service and also Congratulations to the Village of New Haven. I was lucky enough to celebrate the City of New Baltimore's 200th, and now I get to celebrate New Haven's 150th, which is supposed to be in the middle of July.
Great, which will
Thank
be
you.
12B. Great. All right, please vote. Motion 12B, that motion passes. 12B, proclamation honoring the Village of New Haven's 150th anniversary. Commissioner Kraft. Support by Commissioner Kraft, support by Commissioner Lucido. Please vote.
I have nothing left to say.
I figured as much. You've said it all. Motion passes. Item 13, new business. Any commissioners with new business? Commissioner Kleinfeld.
It isn't really new business, but
Nope, then
we
stop.
may be able to,
Sorry.
we may be able to strike a deal that we forfeit that money with a commitment that it will be reallocated after the Mound project. They might make a commitment like that. It is a new legislature, but it is a legislature that would understand we're trying to save money here. So I think that's probably the route we should go to see if we can get them to make a commitment if we forfeit this money. Thank you.
I'll say that I believe that that is going to be at least a question, but I did ask that, and it did not sound from people experienced up in that area that that was a nothing but a crapshoot. Commissioner Haw, sorry, I have to look at the
I can
names.
assure you, if we don't take the money, there won't be a commitment to get it later on. It goes through an entire new legislative process through appropriations, and there will be many hands out to grab $275,000 to improve roads. We'll lose it.
Thank you. Any other new business, commissioners? All right. Seeing no new business, we'll close new business. Public participation, would you like to speak? I mean, you don't feel pressured to come up and speak. All right. You have 30 seconds. I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, you turn the mic on. Give us your name and address, and you have 5 minutes.
Richard Strobel, 41523 Mary Kay in Clinton Township. All right? I've never had this opportunity before, but I'm not going to waste this right now. There are so many people in this room that I'm so fond of. I know every one of you. Every one of you has helped me over the years, especially during the 15 months, which was a prison sentence. We came out of it, the clerk's office, under the direction of Fred Miller and Brian Burdack and our newest deputy, Sheila Miller. We're going up and up and up. But it's only through the support of the Board of Commissioners. I love you all. I got big shoes to fill. My job right now was held by Crystal Brenner for years. Crystal Brenner for years. She did a wonderful job. The reason we won all those NACO awards, Crystal was directing those projects. Mike Keyes has been very helpful with our office, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate the Board of Commissioners. Thank you.
Great, thank you. And this is not your only opportunity. Public participation is at every meeting.
Well, don't tell them.
All right, we're going to close public participation. Motion to adjourn. Commissioner Kraft, Commissioner Leonetti, please vote. Meeting adjourned. Less than 30 minutes.